Welcome to Deco Guide, the only app designed to help you navigate your college and career journey in the quickest and most affordable way. This podcast is brought to you by EdTechWity, dedicated to opening doors to higher education and career opportunities for all.
What's up, everyone? This is Professor G, and today I have Robbie from Tyker Construction. Now, those of you who don't know about Tyker is one of the oldest construction companies headquartered in California. I think they're like 130 something years old, but I'm going to let Robbie tell us about his company, and then we're going to talk about exactly how you can one day earn the skills, the training necessary to land a position in companies like Tyker. So, Robbie, why don't you tell us a little bit about the Tyker Construction Company, and then we'll jump right into this interview.
Love it. Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. So, Tyker is the only thing I'd correct. It's the oldest construction company still active in California. So, Tyker is contractor's license number 8, been around since 1887, so 138 years old. There's 5 active contractors in the top 100. So it's us, Granite Rock, Griffith, Granite, and Swinnerton. So a bunch of awesome companies. Tyker happens to be the oldest at number 8, so we're super proud of that. We're doing the full scope of heavy civil construction. So everything ground and below, kind of preparing the land, doing mass grading, underground work, paving, and concrete. So kind of everything you don't see, but that's super essential to the infrastructure.
Oh yeah, the foundation, everything. I mean, the base. Without the base, you're in trouble.
No, that's it. I know. And it's so funny because students are so taught, the curriculum is so leaning towards vertical construction. That what Tyker does is just so under the radar for so many students, even getting these construction management degrees. Tons of students I talk to don't even know what's happening underneath the buildings.
Yes. So all the sewer, all the electrical, all the everything that comes in from underneath and supports, right? And supports, because again, without that foundation, right, you're in trouble. If that isn't right and to spec, the whole structure is in trouble. Wow, and that's their focus. That's what Tyker is known for. That's the focus of this organization.
Yeah, exactly. It's a fully vertically integrated company, so we supply all of our own materials. So if you're out here in Sacramento, you probably see out here, we have the Perkins plant that's been around since 1963. We're mining rock from 7 miles away, throwing it on conveyor belts back to the plant site, crushing it up, selling that concrete and asphalt that we make back to ourselves to actually pave the roads, lay the groundwork for these subdivisions we're working on. So it's kind of it's the thing you think about less, but when I'm with students and we're standing, at a career fair, I'm like, all right, we see this building. This is obviously what's visible, but right underneath us is water, stormwater, sewage, gas, utilities, whatever. And so someone had to level the land, throw in the utilities, pave over with concrete, for this building or for asphalt on the roads, and then we got to build on top of it. So an unbelievably essential part of the construction business that not as many people are aware of.
Wow. I mean, I wasn't aware that that's what you guys specialize in. I'm still shocked, the importance of that is the most important, right? It's the start.
Foundation.
It's the foundation.
Yeah, I know. And it's like the less sexy stuff. I went to school for civil engineering, and you're always thinking about, I want to build a bridge, I want to build a building. You want to drive the kids by one day and say, oh, look what I built. But it's really cool what we do, because Tyker itself performs 95% of the work. So we have all of our own, we're signatory to the local laborers, the operating engineers, teamsters, cement masons. So when you work at Tyker, instead of maybe managing a bunch of subcontractors like you would for a large vertical GC, you're pretty much just working with Tyker. So a lot of kids get into construction because they're like, I don't want to be behind a desk all day. I want to be out in the work, seeing what I'm building. I want the big equipment. We got the scrapers and the dozers. So instead of kind of managing the construction process from afar, at Tyker, you get to be out in the field every day, working with the foreman, the superintendent, seeing the work be built every day.
Most of them are Tyker employees.
They're all 95% Tyker. Yep.
Oh wow! So it's really and not only what you guys are doing, just the business setup of the organization. Like the people that have managed that organization have thought of like, hey, we're going to become a one-stop shop where we're mining the rock and laying the foundation and everything in between.
No, that's a great point. That's a competitive advantage. It's called vertical integration, where basically everything's happening under the Tyker umbrella. So we're mining the rock, we're actually managing the work, we're performing the work, even to the extent of we have these materials plants that you take about 10 to 20 years to actually get a permit to dig out here in California. You then dig for 50 to 100 years, and then you got this big hole in the ground. What do you do with that? We have all of our own teams on site that either restore that land back to its natural habitat or take care of the process of selling out to farmers or developers. So everything kind of happening within like a project at Tyker within our scope is actually happening under the Tyker umbrella. Really not much is being subbed out.
That's an amazing opportunity for someone that works at Tyker to be able to even maybe potentially even move from division to division to actually have the full scope of what it takes to do this kind of work under one umbrella, and you never left the company.
Yes. No, absolutely.
Yeah. So those of you listening out there, right? These are the organizations that have a lot of upward and lateral mobility in different divisions, because it's still the same company, and you're not a new employee. Right. You're just learning a new skill set if you move from one division to the next division, etc. And your learning then skyrockets.
That's exactly it. It's kind of like you think of like cross training. You want to, if you're working out, you want to be able to run, you want to lift heavy weights, you want to do whatever to be the best athlete you can. At Tyker, there's an emphasis on let's give people a flavor of everything that we do, so they can understand what they're best at and kind of stick to that, but also so that they can understand the entire business. And then whatever they decide to do, they have an understanding of how the entire business operates, which adds a ton of value.
Yeah, sure does. Yeah. So Robbie, tell me more about like your specific role, right? What do you do for Tyker?
Yeah. So I'm the recruiter here at Tyker. My technical title is a talent acquisition specialist, but it's just recruiter. So I'm handling everything from all recruitment process at all positions we post here at Tyker. So we have a good internship program here where we bring about 50 students on a summer. We're going to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, Sac State, Chico State, Fresno State, University of the Pacific, trying to form really deep relationships, get some top talent there that loves heavy civil construction. They're located where we do business, try to foster that talent early, and then develop them into the future project engineers of the company, who then become the PMs and so on and so forth. And then anything else posted online. So we have people just think of construction in terms like laborers or project managers, but to make this thing work, we've got an HR team, we got a finance team, we got an IT team, we got everything.
Sales team, everything.
Yep, the materials side. So recruiting for all different business units across.
So you go out to schools, community events, the universities in particular, looking for talent, basically students, right, that have the right, qualifications and the right attitude and the right soft skills, right, and help develop them a little more and hope that, they one day finish whatever training they're doing to then apply to your organization and hopefully one day, become a Tyker family member, etc. Right. So, some of the schools that you're going to, what kinds of degrees are you looking for that Tyker is in need of?
Yeah, great question. So, construction management is number one for sure. That just tends to be where most students are aligned with what we do, heavy civil construction. There's a lot of students in the civil engineering department who are kind of bouncing between design or project management. They want to get their professional engineering license. We have a couple of people here at Tyker that have that. You wouldn't really use that for the majority of what we do at Tyker. So the construction management departments tend to be where we find students most aligned with what we're looking for.
Nice. And so you mentioned construction management. I know Sac State, right? CSU Sacramento has a construction management bachelor's degree, right? That you can get into, if you're going there first year out of high school, or whether you're transferring from a community college, right? You can go to one of those 115 community colleges and then do a transfer program into the junior year, right, at the Sacramento State in construction management, which would then basically get you 2 years later, you have your bachelor's degree. And so that is one of those major pipelines that lead you into organizations like Tyker, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the cool thing, you're touching on it right now. college has become such a complex system across the country, but for what we do, we recommend, hey, community college, the first 2 years is basically free. Then you've got 2 years at the local state school like Sac State. And the cool stat about Sac State is they have 100% conversion rate in the construction management department. So if you go to Sac State's CM program, you are essentially guaranteed a job after graduation, which means you paid nothing for the first 2 years of college.
Hold on, you're going to have to say that again, dude.
Yeah, right. I know. It is worth repeating. If you did 2 years at CRC, ARC, Sierra College, whatever, transfer to Sac State for the next 2 years, you will be essentially guaranteed, an $80,000 a year job upon graduation, and you have paid next to nothing for college.
Yeah, and that's the construction management Bachelor of Science degree, y'all. You're hearing that here first. And it's not just Sac State, right? There's other CSUs and UCs out there that may, but you know, Sacramento's the top. You're in California.
Oh yeah. I'm a fifth generation Sacramento. Oh yeah, right.
I like to remind students, you're at the capital.
Yep.
In the fourth largest economy in the world. So
I love that you're saying.
I'm like, look, dude, don't go anywhere.
Yes. So I love that you're saying this, because people always call me dramatic for saying stuff like that. But if you look at the state right now, you've got LA and SoCal essentially built out. You've got, and there will always be work, but it's essentially from what we do built out. You've got the Bay Area pretty built out. The next major metro in California, where if you zoom out on Google Maps, you go to like Lodi and Galt and you go up north to Lincoln, it's just totally untapped potential that is just they're never ending.
It is. So I came 20 years ago to Sacramento, and that's what brought me. You're not landlocked.
Yes,
you know what I mean? There's room to grow, and you see all these communities sprawling. I mean, it's the heyday right now in Sac. So if you're going to community colleges out here, the Los Rios Community College District, you heard it here first. You can do a transfer program. Use our app. We map all of those classes that you got to take, all the pathways on Techo Guide for you to use for free. Whether you're a parent, whether you're a student, whether you're anyone, doesn't matter to us. Just use the app in order so that you know which classes to take for, say, construction management, right? I heard civil engineering as well. Not as heavy, but civil engineering is there. There's other engineerings like electrical and mechanical, but you guys primarily, from what it sounds like, focuses on construction management. And I would imagine maybe even business administration degrees. Right, like accounting or marketing. I'm sure on your business side of the house, you may need some areas there. Can you speak a little to that?
Yeah. So I think for the primary construction operations, we talk about fostering talent from the college level to go throughout the operations side. So that's any construction work we're doing. That's kind of where our money is made when I'm talking about operations. That's fostered through the construction management department. But like you're saying, there's so many other opportunities at Tyker to make this ship run, where we have a huge project accounting team, for example, that handles all the finance, all the cost, everything that's actually making sure we're making money on these projects. So we're going to look for accounting degrees. We might look for business degrees in other areas of the company. I mean, construction's so cool that people graduate with history degrees, and they graduate, they're like, man, I need something where there's job stability and opportunity. Even people there make the transition to construction. So construction is so much more about humility, communication, grit, social awareness, your desire to grow, so much more so than probably what you learn on a technical level. And so we see people from all across the map with all different degrees come to construction and thrive.
Wow. Now, can you speak, what about, we have certifications, right, that are not the bachelor's degrees. Are there certain certifications that, in your industry that are kind of top on the list?
Yeah, so we probably don't look as much at certifications as some other people do. I think CM is interesting. We're kind of coming into this new generation where to be in construction, you're really looking for that CM degree, but so much of leadership is still employees who came up, from the field as laborers, foremen, superintendents. They never got a degree. And so there's tons of different thoughts. Do you need a certification? Do you need a degree to get great at construction? And so the degrees seem to be the consensus right now that is where we're looking. Certifications haven't been something we look at as much, but I know UC Davis has, I think, a 1-year certification process. Definitely better than nothing.
Right. I've heard of a project management,
PMP, right.
Yes, those kinds of things. What about apprenticeship programs?
Yeah, so that's a completely different kind of side of the house than probably what I would handle personally, but the apprenticeship programs are great to kind of feed the union halls to then feed the labor side. So the laborers, operating engineers, cement masons do great work with those apprenticeship programs to get the right talent there. And then the union hall dispatches those people to us.
Got it. Makes sense. Totally makes sense. So if I was a student, whether I'm at the Los Rios district thinking about transferring to, construction management, or I'm already in construction management at the university, what would you recommend is like the first step that I would do to start looking at a potential career with Tyker?
Yeah, great question. The cool thing about construction management that I'll say, and this is Tyker and beyond, they are so good at bringing industry to students. They give so many opportunities where industry is just at your doorstep. Like at Sac State, there's SHMEF, there's CMSA. We have this big competition in Reno where we coach like a heavy civil team. There's over 100 schools, over 100 companies. They do all these info sessions. They're literally bringing industries right to you, which is why I think construction management is such an awesome program as well. I think the first thing that you could do is take advantage of those opportunities. I mean, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force them to drink is kind of the thing. But these programs are literally doing everything they can to get industry in front of you. So I would say attend every info session of the companies you're really interested in. Go to every career fair booth, collect all the business cards you possibly can. That's an amazing opportunity. Get out of your comfort zone a little bit, join a competition team. Like I said, the Reno competition at these schools, you've got heavy civil teams, you got project management teams, you got VDC teams, you got concrete teams, mixed use teams, tons of options. I would say get involved in at least one of the local clubs, whether that's SHMEF or CMSA. Those are specifically at Sac State, but there's different clubs like that at every school. You will get out what you put into these programs. And I guarantee you, if you go get involved at some extracurricular level, other than just going to class and going home, you will have job offers. If you get out in front of these employers, you will leave with a job offer if you put yourself out there just a little bit.
I'm glad you're saying that, because a lot of times we get into this, mentality that I just got to go to class, go to work, go home. Go to work, go home. And yeah, we all have to do that, right? Everyone that I know went to class, had a job, and then home.
Yeah.
Right? And when we don't participate in these already scheduled activities, and you're right, the departments of construction management, they'll bring industry to the classroom, right? To campus, so that students are exposed to those professionals. And a lot of times, we don't see the value of it at the time, or we just are a little afraid of the networking, right? Because everyone is afraid of networking. Even I was terrible at networking. Freshly out of college. It's awkward, weird. And you're not really asking for it. You're just meeting people. And so you're letting people get to know you. And people remember you, right? And you're not just a name on a piece of paper now. So you really want to get out there whenever. And if you're not hearing what's out there, I want you to go visit your construction management department office, your department chair's office at your college or university, wherever you're at, and just ask a list. Hey, when is the next career fair? Right? Ask the person there, the people that are there. Join a club, like you said. That is critically important. Join a club of your peers that have similar interests, right? Some of them are going to be construction management majors. Some of them are going to be potentially, civil engineering majors. Doesn't matter. Get to know them. Talk to them. You'll build some great friends, lifelong friends, because you're going into the same industries, and you'll share resources. Right?
Yes, totally.
Referrals, etc. Go ahead.
It's shocking. I give a shout out to a guy by the name of Henry Meyer. He's been at Swinnerton for a long time, and he runs his class CM10, where literally the whole purpose of the class is to bring in a representative from a different company for both semesters. So I've got to go speak there for the last 4 years, and this might be a testament to maybe the bad info session I might be giving, but I never cease to be amazed at saying, hey, here's my email. I'm the only one who hires here. I'm the only person, Tyker, you need to know. I can get your resume in the right place. We are hiring interns right now. All you have to do is send your resume to that email. And I've never ceased to be amazed at how
few you get. How few,
right?
Yeah.
And it's like, if you right now where we're at, if you make a good eye contact, you have a decently firm handshake, you bring some energy, some excitement, some genuine interest in the conversation, and you follow up, you are already in the top 75% of candidates. You don't have to have any experience. You don't have to have anything that sets you apart technically. Those things by themselves will set you apart immediately from the other 75%.
And I'm so glad you said that, because those of you that are listening, it's the soft skills.
By far.
That's what you just said. It rifled off half, 50%, 60% of the soft skills, right? And it's this thing that we have to do. It's the theater, right? It's your energy. It's your willing to learn. It's your willing to watch and listen, right? Return the freaking email. Make the phone call. All those soft they're little things, but they matter, and they matter a lot. I can't, I have the same experience whenever we offer internships and stuff like that. I'll say, send me an email. I get one.
It's crazy. It's not, and going back, I remember maybe at that age, I was like, this isn't really going to make a difference, but I promise you it does. And those kids never cease to be amazed when I see them at the career fair, and I remember the ones that reached out to me.
That's right.
And I think, to touch on the soft skills really quick, I'll tell you the 3 things we look for beyond any technical capability, especially at the college level when you're first starting out. There's this great book by Patrick Lencioni called The Ideal Team Player. Changed the way that I look at talent and evaluate talent, and been working on the model kind of for trying to implement the model for the last 7-8 years of my recruitment career. And the 3 things, the first thing that is paramount is humility. And people immediately think, I would love to say I'm humble, but I don't want to be too cocky. It's like, those are completely different things. Humility is not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less often. And so when we look at these students who come in with this humility, where they're more focused on team success than their own success, they want others to shine first before they get any recognition at all. Those are like, that in and of itself is like, I want to work with that person. Absolutely. The other thing that we look for is grit. So, so many of the students we're talking to nowadays are first generation college students. Mom or dad had this construction company they grew up with. They wanted to be around construction in some capacity, but probably someone in the family said, go get your degree. My back is going out. Trust me, you're going to be glad you have that. And so they're taking that next leap for the family. But that work ethic that they acquired over the first 18 years of their life is very easy to see and recognizable. That's an awesome quality that a lot of those first generation students have. And you don't need that to have a great work ethic, obviously, but that's something we've been seeing more of. That's something that we really look for. And then the other thing we would say is emotional intelligence. So, and it's really kind of social awareness. Like, do you pick up little social cues in the room? Do you know what to say, how to say it, and when to say it? Do you understand how your words and actions affect those around you? Can you read the temperature of a room? And the reason we love the state schools like Sac State so much is a lot of these students were not overly academic and do have great social aptitude. And that is a huge part of construction, where you need to be able to go out and communicate with a foreman. I don't care how smart you are. If you can't go talk to a foreman, you're not of any value to any construction company. You need to be able to talk to the supers and then take that field knowledge back to the estimating team and communicate it to them, and then actually put the plan to work. So if you don't have that social ability and aptitude, it's not going to work. So the humility, grit, and emotional intelligence are the 3 things before we even look at technical aptitude. Those are three things we look for.
Man, I'm liking you more and more the more we talk.
No, good.
Why? Man, you had me when you said grit and first gen.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You had me there. I'm like, wow, that is so critical for people to see, right? Especially employers. That when your parents don't have those degrees and you're the first to kind of attempt this, you're going to put yourself through rigor trying to get that degree. right? And just getting that degree, being first gen, that's already grit times 1,000, right? And then navigating the family dynamics, navigating the social dynamics at home, and the university dynamics. You're so right. You've been taught to work hard, right? And figure out problems. Problem solve. When there is no money, what do you do?
Yeah, I know. It's a different level of urgency that, you know, when I growing up, I was just expected you're just going to go to college and that's the thing. You graduate and you're like, all right, but there's a different level of pride and urgency that and like I said, that grit, because a lot of those students too, like you were alluding to, they're not just taking 18 to 22 units a semester. They are also working full time still. They're literally, the students I talked to in these info sessions, they just got back from pouring concrete for 4 hours. They're going to class, then they're going back to work.
That's right.
It's just a different level.
Or they have 2 jobs, right? And then they have a weekend hustle.
Yes.
You got to make the money to pay for the school. And it's inherently already there. Yes. And then the humility, right? And then the emotional intelligence. And that's something that even I myself had to learn that even existed, right? Because as a first gen myself, right, you might be first gen out there thinking, what is emotional intelligence? I don't know what the hell that is. What's EQ, right?
Yeah,
you have to learn about it. You have to understand that it exists first. And then how are your skills, right, applied to EQ? So, you know, if you don't know what EQ is, emotional intelligence, you know, we want to make sure that you understand. Let's first do some research. Identify what that is, what the aspects of EQ are, and how do you apply EQ. You're already doing it for the most part, but once you know it actually exists and there's ways to improve your EQ and to raise it, then you're even more effective. So those 3 tips are probably the 3 most amazing tips I've heard from a recruiter, from an employer, someone who's looking for people. So thank you very much for breaking it down
awesome.
in that way. And so what are your parting tips, right? I'm a youngster. I'm probably first gen. I'm thinking about, you know what, is this pathway right for me? And maybe my family, maybe they do construction at the labor level, right? Whether it's a mechanic, a framer, you know, those kinds of people in my family. But I'm not first to really consider that bachelor's degree in construction management. What are some of your tips for someone like that, especially when things get tough? Because it's not a super easy degree here. This is one of those degrees that requires a lot of some business concepts and then some engineering concepts, and it mashes them together because that's what you're doing. You're doing business and construction. So what are some of your parting tips for someone like that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I think the best advice I could ever give to a student, to anyone really, is wherever you're at, go all in. That's all you can do. If you're at school, be there and just go all in. Join the clubs, get super involved on campus, get to know the professors, go shake people's hands, go land that internship, kick ass at that internship. Everywhere you go, you're going to start developing a reputation that wherever you are, you go all in. You're fully present. You're fully engaged. You're consistently getting 1% better wherever you're at. And over time, you'll see the effects of that and the results. This is a really small industry. And so if you are doing awesome work wherever you are, word will get around and references will be checked and opportunities will open up to you faster than you think. So don't think whoever you are in the classroom or before the classroom is who you will be at the office. And so make sure that no matter where you are, you're going all in, and those effects will carry over wherever you go.
Great advice, Robbie. You know, I want to say thank you very much for your time, knowledge, and influence. And again, though you're listening out there, hit up those career fairs, hit up those presentations that are on campuses. You may run into Robbie or someone from his team, right? And pick up a business card and contact them. Start making those initial conversations happen about internship possibilities, about part-time work possibilities, or anything they may have, a competition, right? That they are involved in order for you to really begin refining not only those technical skills, but also those soft skills, right? Because we all can improve on both of those types of skills. And Robbie and Tyker Construction are there to help when you're ready.
Yeah.
Thank you very much again, Robbie. Until next time.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning into Teco Guide, the app focused on bringing you tools and content to help you make better decisions about school, life, and career. We hope this episode has inspired you to pursue and excel in your own educational and career journey. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, and share.